Today, I say goodbye. Adios. I've had enough. I will vote for Donald Trump this fall.
You just heard from Gloria Romero. She joins us now. Gloria, of all the reasons Democrats gave you to leave their party, what was the one that pushed you over the edge?
Good morning. Good to be with you. Well, it's been a bit of a reckoning, I believe. But to me, really, the major issue that prompted this reexamination of my political conscience was the complete eradication by the so-called Party of Democracy when 14 million votes in Democratic primaries were just thrown out, including mine. And similar to what we say happens in a banana republic, where what we say the dedazo is used in order to appoint who's going to be the political leader, that's essentially what happened by my party. And I was not going to sit still for it. And this followed already rigged primaries. But overall, I could take a look at a number of issues: the march towards endless wars, the censorship, which was being approved by this Democratic administration, the soaring, we say the dedazo is used in order to appoint who's going to be the political leader. That's essentially what happened by my party. And I was not going to sit still for it. And this followed already rigged primaries. But overall, I could take a look at a number of issues: the march towards endless wars, the censorship, which was being crime, open borders that are creating just havoc and a mockery of what we even mean by citizenship. And then my long-term issue is really the continued state of school failures and the role of Kamala Harris in actually perpetuating school failure in California.
Yeah, let's get into that. These numbers are absolutely atrocious. African American and Latino students in California have continued to fall behind in both their reading and math proficiency. 17%, 23%, 30%. I mean, anything below 50 is wrong, and those are way below 50. So you blame Kamala in part for these failings. Why, Gloria?
Well, first of all, we could look at her home district, Oakland, California. And today, as we speak, 75% of both African-American and Latino students are not reading or doing math at proficiency levels established by the government. When she was Attorney General, she she passed legislation, helped to pass legislation that would throw parents of kids who are truant into jail. But mind you that at the same time, there were students in California. It was the Vergara case that was actually won at the county level, which basically said the state of California must bring about reforms, being able to fire teachers easier, making sure that we have quality teachers in the classroom, not having this tenure for life, a lot of evaluations. What did Kamala do? Hitched to the very powerful teachers union, she went to court to overturn the lower decision that was held up by these parents of children just looking for quality schools in California. So that's what she did, as being the prosecutor in California. She basically prosecuted to make sure that California would keep a failing system of education. And I think most Americans should think about that, because education, without a strong education, we're not going to have a vibrant economy.
Especially those mothers in swing states. They have to be all ears to what you just said. Gloria Romero, thank you for your time, and congratulations on your switch.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Listen, James, we may not have invented knives, but we made something you can take pride in. In fact,
Before we begin, big news today is that the Manhattan DA witch hunt against me has been postponed because everyone realizes that there was no case because I did nothing wrong. It's a witch hunt. It's an attack by my political opponents in Washington, D.C. And Comrade Kamala Harris and radical left opponents for purposes of election interference. That's all that was. And it's a case that should have never been brought, but nothing like that has ever really happened in the United States that we know of, at least. And it's strictly third world, banana republic stuff. Importantly, the public understands this, and so does every legal scholar, expert, and luminary, including people and just highly respected people like the people in this room are highly respected, like Andy McCarthy, Jonathan Turley, Alan Dershowitz, Mark Levin, Stephen Calabrese, David Rifkin, Greg Jarrett, Katie and Andrew Tchaikovsky, and even from CNN, Eli Honig. I appreciate that, Eli, because he's been great. They all said it's a case that is not a case, shouldn't even be brought, politics. But I greatly appreciate the words in the letter today from the judge. He said, if necessary, being utilized in the decision, because there should be no, if necessary, this case should rightfully be terminated immediately. And as we prepare for the most important election in the history of our country, it's the most important election we've ever had because our country is going bad. You may have noticed.
If we failed people, Biden's administration goes from tied with Lincoln for the all-time greatest to right above Trump as the worst. That's how much is on
You should stop filming when someone asks you to stop filming.
You should stop being a Karen.